I just came to help you guys. I heard you're having tech problems.
Oh man, you're always there when we need you, Dennis.
What can I say?
You know my technical tools are not quite there yet. Another few decades, I'll get up there. Okay, we got a 7-0 score. It looks like as Houston's out in front here. We missed a little of the action, but we'll try to catch you up here. First period, 3:54 to go. Houston Oilers, coached by Ken Briere, and the New Orleans Saints, coached by Jean Lafleur. 2nd and 10. This is Saints with the ball. They're at the 39-yard line. Williams the back, Downs and Cook split wide, and Cotton is the tight end. Hurts plays blocking back. Williams bust off 5, and it's 3rd and 8. Is Michael with us, Dennis?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Go back and go full screen. We need to see the whole field.
Yeah, every time you keep going in there, it goes. You have to remember
Yeah.
all this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help with that, Dennis. He's
got it.
He cramps my style. I can't see the yardage.
Oh, I can see it. No, you can't see it? There, it's right there.
Oh, nice. I saw that. Incomplete.
So 4th and 8. Saints got a punt. So I didn't see the first part of the game. What happened? How did Houston get on the board?
We didn't get hooked up to just now. How's Aluski? A nice Pollock punt returner here. And Houston takes over at the 24-yard line. We're still in the first period, 2:42 to play. We got Jeff Goff, the quarterback, Edwards running back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is split wide left, CD Lamb to the right, and Kelsey the tight end. Quite an offense. The number 2 offense in the league, Dennis. You know who was number 1, don't you?
The Eagles?
No.
Oh, man.
The Seahawks.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you had.
Yeah, nice try. I wish.
You did something good. I remember you had some Eagles showing up there on the end of the season stuff.
Yeah, but I'm sitting home here and just watching you guys. 2nd and 10. Double back with Connor and Edwards here. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Duke. This is one of those unique rule sets that actually allow you to have a couple of halfbacks.
Yeah, I guess I get confused on which leagues allow which. It's just I'm just.
There's only a couple guys that can do that line up as a fullback. It has to be a halfback that has a 4 run block rating, if I'm not mistaken.
So that'd be like ATN, I believe.
Yeah, there's always a couple every set.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 6 for Houston. Connor's alone back now. Kelsey's got another wide receiver in there, Shark.
I wonder if he's always had Connor. I don't remember that. Or if maybe he made a trade for him. Because I know at least 2, maybe 3 seasons in a row he's done this, basically. He had that 2 running back offense.
3rd and 6 at the 28. 7-0. Houston leads. First period. NFC playoffs for the autumn wind for a chance to go to the Uber Bowl.
Two in the zone.
And it's
in New Orleans.
Yeah, nice. Filled the zone, incomplete. 4th and 6, and Houston will probably punt here, and we'll get the New Orleans Saints a chance at getting back in it.
Yeah, the Saints played really good defense, if I'm not mistaken. They had one of the lowest points allowed in the league.
Yeah, they were.
Second lowest next to you. No, actually, I think they were the number 1 scorer.
Yeah, they were the number 1 defense.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, go to reports and see the box score. I want to see who got that first touchdown.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Jared Goff on a sneak. Got it. Okay. So at least we know how they scored.
Yep. And he picks up 4 yards. Onside end, couldn't quite get more than 4 out of it. 2nd and 6 now. Williams still the back. Ertz still plays blocking back with Otten at the tight end. Down split left, Cooks to the right. Sam Howell, the quarterback for the
another quarterback whom you wouldn't think would be in the final.
Yeah, I'm impressed that he's got this far with Howell.
Yeah.
My. We're almost running out of time here in the first quarter. 2nd and 6, 18 seconds left.
I pitched in on a broadcast this afternoon in the SFFDL championship game. Just happened to catch a little bit of it. Tyrod Taylor was actually quarterbacking one of the clubs.
Oh my! Was that with Ed Barrow?
No, that's the SFFDL, and it was actually a father-son team. Tyke Wright and his son playing for the championship today.
There's an incomplete pass. Now it's 3rd and 6. Looks like Jean is going to stick with his standard set, blocking back with Ertz. Jean is a very methodical coach, and he's a great coach, and he uses his personnel just tremendously effective with how he calls plays with his personnel. There's another flooded zone, incomplete, and we're going to see another punt here as we're moving into the second quarter. New Orleans punting from their 29.
Did I read that right? Is Sam Howell really the Saints quarterback?
Yep.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
That you got to have a good defense to have Sam Howell leading the way.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. Osuski with another nothing return, and it's Houston 1 yard. Houston takes over at their 28-yard line, 14:24 left in the first half, and Houston leads it 7-0. His primary targets are Lamb, Brown, and Kelsey. They gobble up most of the receptions and yards. There's a long one. Ooh. Kelsey going down to the 19-yard line. And immediately, Houston moves into the red zone. He's got Goff at quarterback as he threaded one to Kelsey right down the middle of the field.
53.
First and 10 at the 19. Edwards. Parham is the blocking back. Was that as far as Kelsey could go, 53?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fumble chance there.
First and goal at the 8 now. Edwards, the running back. Now he's got Connor at blocking back. Houston's pressuring again. They're up 7-0. Now Connor is the lone back with Parham, the blocking back. Still Kelsey, the tight end. Lamb split right. St. Brown split left.
Guessed wrong. That's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown for Connor. 8 yards. And 13-0 with the extra point. 14-zip. McPherson kicks for Houston. It's good. And with 12:54 to play in the first half, Houston is up 14-0. Touchback. Saints take over to 25.
Kind of an important drive here. New Orleans doesn't strike me as the kind of club that can play from behind, and a 2-touchdown lead might be a little much for a club that only averages 14 a game to begin with. So really want to answer on this drive.
No, that's true. And like I said, Jean is a very methodical coach, and you can't be very methodical down 14 zip.
Yeah, might have to get a little uncomfortable. Needs to see Kyron go off on a run. And that wasn't it.
That wasn't it. No gain. 2nd and 10 at 25.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit on some of those 2s and 12s. Something that's going to big chunk plays here.
Yeah, and often a coach up big early will really clamp down on the pass, and you might have a chance to run.
Exactly. Yeah, see, he's gotten 2 bad rolls in a row there. There was no linebacker. Well, there was a linebacker there.
But no gain, so 3rd and 10.
That's 7 carries now for 29. So he's going to go to that fullback.
Yeah,
Well, maybe it's because Ertz is now guarded by a 0.
Why is that? The blocking back fullback set. He's got Ertz, Otten, Cooks, Downs, and Kyron Williams. Well, of course, can catch a short pass and everybody can go long except for Williams, I think.
incomplete, but could have been picked, and that's 3 and out for New Orleans. They're going to punt from their 25. "44-yard boot. And let's roll to the 28-yard line. Houston takes over with 11:06 to play in the first half, up by 14. Edwards, the running back, blocking back sack with Parham at the blocking back, and the St. Brown split wide left, Lamb to the right, and Kelsey the tight end. We were remarking yesterday, Dennis, how quickly you call your plays. It's pretty remarkable.
Just clicking the buttons.
Now you know what you're doing. You have a game plan, and you just roll that baby out. Here's a short game. Kelsey.
Would have been a short gain either way. That 3 is a short gain on a lot of quarterback cards.
Yeah. Gets out to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 with 10 and a half minutes to play.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go head out. I'm glad you got the technical difficulties worked out, and good luck to both coaches. So see you
Thank
later.
you.
Well,
Goff, it's 6 of 8 so far, 99 yards.
2nd and 3. Houston at the 47. There's a short gain, 13 yards.
Yeah.
To Parham.
White die 6. So
Back
Houston needs more breaks.
Yeah. Back into Saint territory. 1st and 10 at the Saints 40. Connor now the back. All 4s there in the linebacker slots. Giving Houston's a nice little dink target there. There's another receiver rating. 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Wow. Boy, dude, what's amazing? Less than 14 points a game and no real discernible pass rush. There's no asterisk passer. There's not even a pass rusher. There really isn't one with double digits unless he has somebody coming off the bench, maybe in third down situations. Really, no pass rush to be
No, he
found.
didn't have much of a pass rush, but he plays such tough defense, and with his offense, Michael, he eats up a lot of clock that way.
Mm-hmm.
But that defense numbers, holding teams to just 14 is pretty impressive. It's another short gain and a first down at the 21-yard line as the Oilers continue to roll into Saint territory as they march again into Saint territory. Here's a 1-yarder off tackle. 2nd and 9 gets them to the red zone, though. Connor's the back. Parham, the blocking back. Travis Kelce, the tight end. C.D. Lamb split wide right. Aaron St. Brown to the left. Ooh, the linebacker's in zone, and that stops it. 3rd and 8 at the 19. And Ken comes up with 3 wide receivers as Chark comes in. See extra wide receiver. Blocking back goes out, and it's just Travis Kelce with 3 wide receivers and Connor the back. Very important that Jean holds him here. $17 is almost a cutoff for me, Michael. Ooh, a interception!
No. Oh, boy.
Missed it.
Well, that's the break they needed right there.
That was huge. But he stops the touchdown. And
but there's a break.
A shanked punt or kick. Oh, my. That turned things around a little bit here. Jean takes over now at the 26-yard line. Still down 14 with 6:18 to play in the first half. So this is, as we talked before, Michael, this is kind of another important drive for the Saints.
Mm-hmm. Now let's see if it's going to be a short pass here. I was going to say maybe we see a steady die to Kyron. Oh, and back-to-back breaks.
Not so short.
Here's this too. Ertz, he's going to be stopped because he doesn't have a big gain. That's unfortunate right there.
Yeah. But he gets all the way out to the 43-yard line. 5:42 to play.
Yeah, boy, how about that? Ertz's long gain of the year was 17.
Yeah.
It's a 64. Yikes.
Downs and Cooks are the wideouts. Otten the tight end. Ertz plays blocking back. Kyrie Williams just gets 2 yards off tackle. 2nd and 8. Kyron Williams, the back.
Yeah, I was just looking to see the long gains for the other players. Of course, Downs and Cooks doesn't matter because
wants to pick up at least 4 yards here to have it 3rd and short if it has to go to 3rd down. See if Jean runs it. Looks like a quick out. 2 yards. That gets it to a dicey 3rd and 6.
Mighty big 3rd down here. And he still stays in that I formation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say with 4:30 to play in the half, down 14, this is a very important play.
Interesting, too. Ertz is a 0 pass blocker there. So, I mean, you do get the advantage of knocking down the pass rush by 1, but not that much advantage in it.
That's going to be incomplete. So 4th and 6, it's probably too much of a distance to go for it.
Yeah, and too dangerous a part of the field, I think.
Yeah, very unfortunate that long gain only 17
Time
is too
left,
bad.
though. If he punts it, holds him, gets it back, puts something on the board, could be okay. Punts could be returned from the 8-yard line. Fair catch. Well, at the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 5 for Houston. 3:54 to play. Looks like Ken might want to just pick up a few first down and run out the clock of the first half.
Yeah, I can't imagine him be too aggressive here. Goff can throw some picks. So from the 5, I think it's just take this 14-point lead to the half and try not to turn it over. Oh, but a good play there. Good call by New Orleans. He guessed right on that run.
Yeah.
So New Orleans might, if they get a stop here, might be thinking timeout.
Yep. Still standard set. Edwards at the back. Those dangerous wide receivers. I think he's going to go to one of those wideouts. There's a flat pass for 5 yards to Parham. And it's 3rd and 5. 2:42 to play. And if Houston could pick up this first down, they could pretty much, run out the first half.
Mm-hmm.
If not, this would be a probably good field position for the Saints if he can hold them here. 5 yards.
If he thinks run, he could go around the end and beat the linebacker run containment on the left or the right. They're only 4s.
Yeah.
But with 3 4s sitting there, it's awful tempting just to throw a flat pass. And that's what he does. And he throws left.
Oh, and he gets 5 yards.
That's the 3rd time he's hit that short gain.
Oh, no, he got the short gain. Well, that sort of is unfortunate for the Saints. 2:06 to play. Houston takes over 1st and 10. They're 24 now. Both teams have all their timeouts left.
Yeah, Connor doesn't have any monster runs except a couple of outside sweeps here. So I think you could pretty much call past the rest of the I don't see him breaking anything downfield is what I'm trying to say. So
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Not a very dangerous runner. A loss of 3, so the 2-minute warning will come. So New Orleans hasn't used any of their timeouts yet, so there's still a chance here to get the ball back before the half.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll use one if he holds them to less than 5 yards here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Standard set for the Oilers. Connor's the back.
I'm thinking Connor sweep here.
Yeah, no, that might be the call. What is the call? Incomplete.
Well, things are looking up here a little bit.
Okay, 3rd and 13. So New Orleans doesn't have to call a timeout.
Mm-mm. And again, you're kind of putting this team at risk, having to put the ball up in their own end.
Now, if you're defensive now, Michael, do you leave that bomb zone open, or do you try to really clamp down on the short pass? What do you think?
Let's see who he's going to throw out there. You got to find somebody basically who's capable of getting 13.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Now, who is Brown? Which Brown is that?
You almost have to protect that bomb zone, but it's tempting to take a risk here.
Yeah.
Double team a couple of guys and just really try to put it to them.
Well, and it's not like he's going to blitz anybody, so you're not really worried about a sack here.
Yeah.
I mean, he has all day to throw. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible. He might double Lamb and maybe you chuck one deep to Brown or Chark, maybe.
Yeah, Chark probably can go deep. I don't have his card in front of me, but
He did double Lamb there.
oh,
And he
he
makes the catch
gets
for
easy.
wow, just enough. The only reading on Goff's card that would have given him a first down. So now that
Yeah,
changes things
that
here a
was our
bit.
last card, and he got the 13. Oh,
When it rains, it pours.
yep. A minute and a half to play, and now Houston has all their timeouts. They can look at going for another score.
Yeah, they didn't call timeout there. They're going to play it safe. They're hurry up offense, basically. Go to preserve them all. Stay with that 3 wide set.
That pass was to Kelsey, right? The 13-yarder.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Third catch for 78.
I don't know if he double teamed anybody, did he?
Lamb.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Kelsey was guarded by a 5 there too. There's a sweep and it goes nowhere.
Loses 2 yards. 1:22 to play. Still has all his timeouts. Goes back to the standard set with Connor the back, Parham the blocking back, and 2 wideouts with Kelsey. 2nd and 12, 1:22. Houston has all their timeouts. They leave 14-0. NFC playoffs for the autumn wind. Ken Briere versus Jean Lefleur. There's a 7-yarder.
Gets more than half of it back.
3rd and 5. 52 seconds to play. It's at the 39. Another chance, another thought about clamping down and giving up the bomb. Because when you got those 4s as your linebackers, Michael, it's pretty
tempting,
pretty susceptible to dink and dunking.
Mm-hmm.
There is no gain on a conservative off tackle call, so I think the Saints will call timeout here. They do. That gives them 45 seconds to go, and they're going to get the ball back. Let's see what Jean can do.
You know, that was an interesting call considering he had a linebacker 6 who definitely would have stopped it on anything on the offensive card. He was basically relying on maybe a roll on the D card. He was going after 2 6s, 2 offensive linemen. It just didn't work out.
John's going to let it roll, I think, here. Let's see if he can get the 4 yards to get it.
He took it.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Okay, so he's got 2 timeouts, 37 seconds to play with, and 80 yards of field in front of him.
And Hal is very susceptible to interceptions, as you can see in that long pass.
Yeah, that doesn't look good on 9.
No, not at all.
He's got Miller in there now with Downs and Cooks. Still got Cotton. I say this first play is a short pass to Cotton. Four-yard flat pass. So that was to Miller. Well, Jean's still sticking to his very conservative game plan, but it's very effective, and he plays it like a Stradivarius violin. Miller and Downs split wide left, Cooks to the right, Cotton to the tight end. Kyron Williams is the back.
Deep shot, double teamed.
Incomplete.
Oh, looking for Scotty Miller.
Yeah, he went after Miller. 3rd and 6 now, 22 seconds to go. The Saints have 1 timeout now left.
You just got to check this downfield again.
Probably so. Although, like you said, Hal's interception number there looms large.
Yeah, the interception at this point doesn't matter. It's just a giant punt. Up, crossing pattern. And able to make the catch. Takes it over to the 37. That was Cooks.
Okay, Cook gets him to the 37. 1st and 10. Still has his timeout. Nope, he had to use it there.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15 seconds to go. So now you're
Can't throw a long pass here because they're not going to get out of bounds. So he's got to take it to the house, whatever he gets. So
you could look for 2 completions that both go out of bounds that gets you to a field goal. That's your kind of your other option. You chuck it deep or 2 short passes. Throws the bomb and complete.
Yeah, that's the right call. Downs was really strong this year in PFF, but he's not proven to be a deep threat just yet for Indianapolis. And until they get a quarterback, we may never know just how good he is. Probably have to scratch the Richardson plan over the offseason, but we'll see. Going to go deep. He left Cook single covered.
He's double covered. 3rd and 10, 1 second to go. Put all your wide receivers in there and chuck it, or just take a knee.
Yeah, he's going to have to run into a 10, a single covered wide out, and it had to be a 10 on Hal's card or a defender X reading or long gain on someone who isn't doubled. Otten can only go 27, so he'll have to go back out there with 4 wideouts again. But there are some tight ends who can go 50-plus yards. I have one. Gerald Everett, his card is really strange. He's got a useless card other than the fact that he can go deep at 53. And if you happen to run into a 4 or a 0 at tight end, maybe every once in a while you challenge him downfield. But like flat passes, there's a bunch of 2s and 1s on his card. And it's so unusual to see that in a tight end.
Yeah, it's a luxury if you got a tight end that can really get some big chunk yardage.
You know why else too? Another big reason is if you're playing in one of those dump off leagues, and boy, it just stinks when you get a 20 or a 30 and your tight end can only go 17, but Everett can max out on everything. Or you having to get lucky 0 man in the zone on a dump off pass long gain. Hey, Everett can go 53.
Yeah,
kind of nice to have in there.
Crashed here, Michael.
It's odd.
Long time with 1 second to go in the half.
Yeah, hopefully they'll send out a number here, but I've not seen anything. Yeah, looks like a crash. Good call.
Yeah, it seems like something's amiss.
Something was amiss. Something was rotten in Denmark.
Yeah.
That sounds like something a veteran broadcaster would say. I'm looking at their Slack messages, and they're getting ready to send over a number, and I see Houston's logo, and I see the New Orleans Saints logo, and the first thing I think of is Earl Campbell, who played for both clubs. And I think of who else who played for both clubs? Kenny Stabler.
Uh-huh. A little bit of trivia by Michael Reeves.
That's a great Saints logo. There we go. Yeah, I have an Earl Campbell throwback jersey downstairs, but that would be biased if I was wearing that while watching this game.
Yeah, maybe so. We might have a clue who you're rooting for.
They're both great guys. Gene's been in this league, or Jean has been in this league forever, and Ken's only been in for a few years, but he's basically our default graphic designer for the league. Comes up with all those amazing brackets whenever anybody wins the conference title. He creates banners for them. He's really into this league, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, they look nice.
That's going to be the end of the first half. 3 bombs in a row. They all fall to the turf, and the Saints are going to have to kick to Houston, trailing 14-0 here in the AFC Championship. The winner moves on, and we will not do the spoiler until the end of the game. But believe me, we know who won, and it's going to be a barn burner for sure. No stranger to championship gold.
This is going to be interesting to see. Jean, we talked about a little. His team is not really built comebacks, but he's such a strong coach, and I'm suspecting that he's going to play pretty straight there in the third period to see if he can make it 14-7, which would then bring it down to a fourth quarter game probably, and he would stand a chance because he's a very patient coach. And I've seen him win with teams that just look like they have no personnel. That's how good he is. But Houston gets the ball first again, so he's really got an uphill battle. He's got to play some defense now, and those wideouts, St. Brown and Lamb, are very dangerous. And then you got Kelsey slanting across the middle of the field to worry about too.
Yeah, he's got some great specialists on this team, that's for sure. Every one of the runners and receivers are excellent. I mean, it makes sense. You look at this roster, you could see why they went 14-2 and scored so many points.
Gets 3 yards as he beats.
Yeah, but boy, what might have been 0 men in the zone? That's a long gain. That's a white die. Look, that's a white die 6. That would have been a long gain. But with 2 men in the zone, it's only a 3-yard pickup. So good call. Good break there for the Saints. Inside run.
5 yards on a line buck. 3rd and 2. Just got started here in the third period. Houston Oilers, coached by Ken Briere, up 14-0 against the New Orleans Saints, coached by Jean Lafleur. Connor and Edwards. Now the pro set. 3-4 defense with all 4s of the linebackers for the Saints. This is a important play.
Off tackle defense gets his pass. Ooh.
And he gets the first down.
One linebacker in the zone too, but he's not able to make the play.
Yeah. First down, Oilers, 13-12 to play, third period.
Yeah, that linebacker has a 4-4, and the roll was a 5. Off tackle run, defense guesses run, no gain.
Nothing. Second and 10. Connor's the back. There's an off tackle, but for only 2 yards, and it's now 3rd and 8 at the Houston 38-yard line.
Guard not able to make the block there.
Shark comes in. Connor's the back. 12 minutes to play in the third period. Short pass, incomplete. And
Right.
Saints,
There's your stop.
Saints will get the ball back here.
Mm-hmm. And they only took 3 minutes off the clock.
Big punt, 60 yards. Goes to the 4-yard line.
I can't remember if Ray really has that good a return card. I think it's pretty average actually. So
And so Saints start at the 20-yard line, down 14 zip, but 11:24 to play in the third. This is not critical, but a very important series here for the Saints to see if they can't get something on the scoreboard. Kyron Williams for a loss of a yard on a end run, and it's 2nd and 11.
yeah, there's that blocking back reading. He just has had some real trouble here lately. A lot of these rolls have been on the D card.
Double tight end here with Ertz and Otten now at the tight end spots.
And I'm just glancing here at the defense, but I get the feeling they might be a very good run defense.
Yeah, there's some good run ratings on those linebackers.
Yeah. That's got to be a very good run defense.
Yeah.
Probably very good pass defense too. While we're at it, there you go.
9 yards, gets it to 3rd and 2. $28-yard line. Very important.
Yeah, he could go either way here. He's got a 6 guard on one side and a 5 on the other, so he has a little bit of help here. Maybe with if it gets on the D card, he gets a little bit of help.
I say Williams runs it.
I think Houston's going to pick that too. So I imagine that's what they're going to do. Maybe just a run to the right, off tackle. Defense guesses pass. This should be something good. There you go.
Gain.
Nice chunk play, 16. Finally, it's been a little while since Williams has had a run like that. We haven't seen it. Maybe there was something before we got on.
But they get up to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:36.
That's only his 10th carry. He's got a ton left. Nothing to worry about fatigue-wise. 14 more unfatigued. How's going to put it up? It's caught, and there was a fumble chance there. That's good for 10 yards for downs and another first down.
First down at the 46 of Houston now, as the Oilers move into, or the Saints move into Oilers territory, and so far they haven't I don't know what their biggest penetration is, but it hasn't been very far.
We haven't seen it. This is foreign territory, to say the least. I mean, we were trying to coax a field goal out of them before the half, and they hadn't even made their way to the 50. So
Here's an off tackle for 5 yards. I guess wrong.
it's not a bad off tackle card when your main draw is your 6, 7, and 8. Obviously, you're mad if you hit that 2, but a short gain and a 9-yard pickup there. They don't have supercharged cards in this set. Not very many. That's basically the Miami running back. There's a few, but I think that was a conscious effort on Strat this season to kind of limit that a little bit.
Okay, 3rd and 4 now at the 40. This is a very big play because
Nose tackle makes that play. He is a 5.
Yeah, and there's not many people that can get home a field goal from this far out. So maybe he's thinking taking 2 more downs here.
Yeah, this is definitely 4-down territory, no doubt. Unless it's a sack. The square in, defense gets his run, but there's 2 there. My card, your card. Oh, he got the break. So it was on his card, so he'll get 10.
Yeah, 10 yards.
Yeah, that would have been a blank on the D.
Down to the 30 of the Oilers. 1st and 10 for New Orleans, coached by Jean Lafleur. He trails with 7:12 to play in the 3rd period, but threatening.
Duke, you said no panic in New Orleans. He's a veteran coach. He's not going to just chuck the ball downfield. Very measured. But he's also gotten some better roles, especially out of his running back.
I was going to look for some word. You got one there. Measured. He's very measured. Very good call, Michael.
Thank you.
There's 4 yards on a flat pass. Second and 6. Now he goes with a double tight end. I'm trying to think is he trying to isolate Ertz one place or another? I'm trying to think why he does it. Puts Ertz at the blocking back sometime and second tight end other times.
Yeah, not sure.
I haven't quite figured out. If I'm coaching against him, I'm trying to figure out what he's doing there. There's a line buck. Picked up the 1st down at the 19-yard line, and the New Orleans Saints in red zone territory. 6 minutes exactly to play in the 3rd period. So can make this a game. Houston came up with a 14-2 record this year. Dominant offense. And the Saints could be right there if he can push home a touchdown, really.
He's going to preserve some carries, so he put Royce Freeman in, and Houston snuffed it out, but he's still able to pick up 8 because he didn't bring a linebacker up.
Yeah.
Freeman's got a pretty good card, actually, off tackle. And Williams checks back in. Kyron Williams, the Notre Dame product. Short pass, that's going to be caught. Oh, no. And a 6 is able to make the play.
Oh, he went against the 6, and the 6 made the play.
Yeah, who did he throw on? Let's see, who was the 6 for Houston? Oh, he threw to Downs. Anybody else, that would have been a touchdown.
3rd and 2 at the E11. Kyron Williams is the back. Ertz now goes back to blocking back.
You can throw against those 6s because you're thinking they're never going to be double teamed, and then you kick yourself when you get that defender X rating.
Yep. Yeah.
Quick slant, and there's nobody there.
9 yards.
Yeah, he brought both of his linebackers up and left that.
A little unlucky that he didn't get that one all the way home. But
yeah, very. Yeah.
1st and goal. Full house. Ertz is the blocking back. Freeman comes in with Kyron Williams. down splits wide left, and Otten is the tight end. And there's 4 5s and a 6 on that line for Houston. So they've got the muscle power to hold the line here.
Yeah. I don't think you're throwing here on that 6, so I think we're just going to see 4 straight up the middle. Run key, it's quarterback sneak, and he was keyed. Good call for Houston there. I mean, anything else would have been guessed wrong. For Freeman, probably would have been a touchdown. For Williams, might have been a touchdown.
He keyed how?
He keyed how?
Wow, on the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a guess right there.
That's unusual.
But that changes things now. 3 yards.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Big difference.
That's a big difference. 3:54 left to play.
Oh, until he calls inside run, and he called a pass. So Williams will go in. That's a head scratcher there. I think you just keep calling run, and you make Cal put it up, and maybe he turns the ball over. Oh no! Oh no! Will Lutz.
Point 14-6, but the New Orleans Saints are back in this game, Michael.
Oh, this is a game now, no doubt. So Will Lutz, who I think was the real life field goal kicker for the New Orleans Saints last year, chunks that one. But it's for sure it's a game. 14-6. Now Houston, let's see what they're going to do. What kind of answer they can give here.
They can get yardage in a big hurry with those potent wide receivers and the dangerous Travis Kelce at tight end.
Mm-hmm. You know, you can play with 4 at linebacker, but you almost have to have the setup that he has with the 4 linebackers. It does make it nice, and it's all the better that you've got a 6 nose tackle. You can kind of get away with it. There you go. If there's a dreaded 5 for a run, the dreaded 12 is just as bad on a flat pass. Yeah.
2nd and 11 at the 24 for Houston. Connor's now the back.
Those 2s and 12s giveth, and they taketh away.
I think he goes for a short pass to Brown here.
That's what he's doing, but the defense guessed run, so this should wind up being something good. It's going to be something really good, actually. Big old pickup at 34 for CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, that was Lamb they went to. 34 yards, goes all the way down into Saint territory at the 42 as Houston tries to respond right away here, not to let the Saints get overconfident or confident at all.
Defense calls run, and they're going deep.
Ooh, and a 6.
And that's a touchdown, boys.
Oh, my.
And guess who?
Travis Kelce.
His second touchdown. No, his first touchdown of the game, his second big chunk play. And that one goes for 42 or 43.
Kick is good, and it's 21-6. Houston leads it, and they put their fingers around the neck of the Saints again.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, that's what it had to be. He's got a 5 guarding him, basically, and still he's gotten loose twice now for some big flip the field plays and a touchdown. So New Orleans definitely has their work cut out to them. How deflating it is to be down by only 8 and a nice solid drive. And that drive seemed like it was in the blink of an eye. Basically, they put this back out to 2 scores and 2 big scores. And Houston also missed a field goal in the second quarter. So this could be worse, but we're still at 2 scores. Plenty of time still. Minute 48 to go, third quarter.
Second and 10.
Freeman's checked in.
Yeah.
You can still run with him. It's not. It's too early to abandon the run just yet. There's your off tackle run. Unfortunately, though, he only gets 3.
because he's got that short gain on 4 and 6. Nothing gangbusters though. Look at that card. If you get a 1 or your 12 or 2 or a 12, you're thinking yippee, and it winds up being a 1 yard gain or only an 8. So he's it's a valuable card, granted, but really hoping to hit one of those 2 short gains and just didn't there. And that creates a more difficult conversion here at 3rd and 7. You're almost forced to go downfield. Tough to settle for a flat pass. He is going short. Defender able to make the play. Oh, actually, well, we can make believe he was able to make the play. He almost threw an interception there, Duke. So up 2 scores, Houston 21-6 here against New Orleans. We are in the AFC championship game. We've already had the NFC title game, so very soon we'll be scheduling the, what is it, Duke, the 21st Autumn Wind Championship? I believe this is season 21 for Autumn Wind. So Duke has stepped away. We'll do a little bit of play-by-play here. So under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Got Connors at fullback and Edwards at halfback. And there's a throw downfield. Wow, Houston very aggressive. Looking for Travis Kelce a 3rd time, and it's picked off. Let's see how far the Saints take it back, and they bring it to the 28. So a huge break for Jean Lafleur as they find themselves at the Oilers 28, trailing 21-6. So Hooker with the interception, huge play. Howell's going back. He's looking. He throws, completes it to Ertz. That's his 2nd catch. And now the ball is at the Oilers 17 as we've just finished the 3rd quarter in this AFC championship game. Houston leads 21-6, but New Orleans definitely threatening here as we begin the 4th quarter. All right, 2 tight end set. That's Royce Freeman in the backfield. Royce didn't have a carry this year for an NFL club. But last year he did some spot duty, I believe, for the Rams. Has a pretty decent card. We saw it just a moment ago. You can hit some short gains. Defense calls run. Hey, it's a pass. Oh, found a blank there on Sam Hill's card. Like most quarterbacks, very solid. Guessed wrong, short pass. But this time it's incomplete. It's a dreaded 5, only it happens to passers too. A field goal is not going to be much help here for the Saints. It's really pay dirt or nothing here. So Williams checks back into the game. So we got that I formation with Ertz back there, off tackle run. Defense guesses pass, but there was a linebacker there. Houston was coming after the quarterback. They called pass and pretty much brought most everybody up. And Williams just happened to run into a linebacker. So now it's 3rd and 19, and this gets a little dicey. Howell is a little turnover prone here. And again, another player who didn't see much action in the real-life NFL 2024. A curl pass that is incomplete, so it's 4th down. So let's see if the Saints decide to kick this one. Looks like they will.
13:48 to play, and it's good. That just little closer, 21-9. That's
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's still a 2-touchdown lead. So, but still, 3 points is better than nothing. Again, Houston was pretty aggressive there on that drive, Duke, to be throwing downfield with 2 long passes to Kelsey. He said, hey, why not a 3? Why not a third? And instead it came back to bite him, but he's only able to capitalize with 3 points. There's a 9-yard pickup.
yeah, those blocking centers are always helpful.
Absolutely. Comes into play there. Well, he has a good line. Look at that line. 6, 4, and 6. That looks like an Ed Barrow line.
Line. That is a pretty strong line.
Mm-hmm. Looks like something Ed Barrow would put together.
Knocked it down, went deep to Lamb, and the 4 covered him that time.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky there. Nobody was in the zone on top of that.
Well, John, I think you got to go all out on this one. I think you flood in those 6s and covered one of the linebacker zones with 2 guys and just hope you stop them. No, it's a square out. Oh, and he got one.
Just got it. Wow.
He got 1 yard.
1 yard. Boy.
Oh, well, Ken, you're looking good right now. 12 minutes to play.
Yeah.
21-9, the Houston Oilers off their 14-2 regular season autumn win record against the New Orleans Saints now has but 12 minutes to hold on to this 12-point lead. 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
Mm-hmm. He brought a linebacker up, but he wasn't able to make the play. That's that 4 linebacker. And the white die was a 5, but still only 3 yards. If he doesn't bring him up there, it's a 9-yard pickup.
2nd and 7. Houston at their 38. Couple of first downs here. Well, there's 6 yards. We're down to another 3rd and 1.
Yep.
He threw the flat pass last time. Might go even more conservative this time and run it.
You got that 6 nose tackle, so maybe you think twice about a quarterback plunge with Goff.
Those 2 6s on the left side of the line with a 4 over there for the Saints is pretty tempting, isn't it? With 1 yard.
Yeah. Let's see if he brings them both up and puts that safety there in the look-in pass zone. Let's see if he keys on something. Well, he didn't call safety blitz, so call him pass, run up the middle. He's got 1 guy up there.
So, short gain. Into Saint territory at the 46. 1st and 10, 10-12 to play. AFC Championship for autumn win should go to the Super Bowl versus Seattle. This Connor rips off 6 yards off tackle. Second and 4. Nada. There's 2 men in that zone. Incomplete. 3rd and 4. Houston at the Saint 40-yard line.
Here comes a run.
Think so, huh?
Yeah, I know so. I feel very strongly about it. This is definitely going to be a run. If I'm Gene, I'm bringing everybody up here because I think he's thinking probably 4 down territory.
Maybe.
He did call run.
Run.
Oh.
How about that? He threw into a zone that at the onset of the play had two guys there. So he must have thought the same I did, and Gene was going to bring people up. He didn't actually. He just flooded one flat there, and then he took his other linebacker and moved him up and basically just left it empty.
30
Nice call.
yards.
It's a nice call.
Yeah. Now it's grinded out city, Michael. It's dink and dunk the rest of the way for Houston. Off tackle. It's 4 yards.
Yeah.
Now you go with the two running backs.
Maybe you bring up that free safety here eventually and start keying on some of these running backs. It's going to have to take a fumble here pretty soon. Or you get lucky and he throws, two in the zone and you get that interception. He calls run and he keeps throwing. Wow.
Yeah, but a dinker. Flat pass gets 10, and it's a first down at the Saint 16-yard line. We got half of the fourth quarter to go with a 21-9 lead for Houston, threatening to go up by 3 scores.
Yeah, but you got to be careful about throwing those flat passes to the outside. Those are the ones that go the other way.
Yeah, that's true. But in our cat and mouse game, you kind of figure the guy won't do that, and he does. And he goes another pass and short, 11 yards.
And that's, wow, boy, that's just really gutsy. That's 3 times in a row that Jean has called run, which I don't blame him. I think that's the right call, but Houston's taking advantage of it. This touchdown doesn't mean as much as it does, taking time off the clock. And just want to be kind of careful about turnover risk here, but
it's worked. It's worked.
It has worked.
I agree with you. I kind of agree with what Jean did there, but and he's going to another pass
again.
But he's not going to catch that one.
That's just really dangerous here.
That is a short pass when you got a goal at the 5. Interesting.
And 4 men in the zone too. On top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that interception's 2 through 6, 11, and 12. That's not. It's still a very good pass defense. And boy, that's the last thing you want to see this team go down the field. You just want to chew off a few more minutes here, get that field goal, and say, all right, New Orleans, beat us. You got 4 minutes basically to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but here you and I sit here, out of the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But
so maybe that's why we didn't make it, Michael.
Yeah, 5 consecutive run calls for Jean, and there's your 10-yard touchdown. That's pretty much going to wrap this thing up. It's going to be very difficult for New Orleans to pick up 3 touchdowns here unless we see some
this is
strat craziness.
So that's going to set up, looks like a pretty interesting Uber Bowl with Seattle and Houston.
The 2 number 1 seeds.
Yeah, they're pretty much the 2 top teams of the league.
It's nice when you see the 2 top clubs get a chance to battle it out. It makes sense.
Yeah.
The 2 most prolific scoring teams. Seattle's scoring defense is a little bit better than Houston's, but if I recall, I think Houston allowed by like 15 points a game.
What does our contract say, Michael? Are we going to announce that game? Do you think they'll name us as the team?
Well, judging from the number of people in the lobby, probably yes.
Okay.
There are 0 men in the zone, so to speak. So I think it's going to be us.
Oh, so we get it by default, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I thought it was quality, but maybe not.
Yeah, I haven't seen a check. Have you?
No.
Okay.
2nd and 12, 5:42 to play. And still, Jean goes with the standard set here. I think he might even run this play. No, it throws a hitch. 7 yards. Brings about a 3rd and 5 at the 30. 5:06 to play. Absolutely needs a score here to stay in this game. Without this, It is definitely over. 3rd and 5. Now he goes with 3 wideouts and Kyron Williams the back and Otten.
Sideline pass.
Oh, very bad roll. 4th and 9 now with 4.5 to go. New Orleans at their own 26-yard line. And it looks like they might go for it here. It's got to be almost short or long. And it goes with the Ertz in the backfield with Williams.
Ertz is guarded by a 0 now.
Yeah.
Houston doesn't have any pass rush this year. Let's see what they got. I mean, he could bring him.
Pass rusher. Oh, that's maybe why he brought Ertz over there to prevent that.
Yeah, Ertz is a 0 pass blocker on top of that, but he's able to convert.
13 yards, gets the first down. 3:54 to play. New Orleans does have all 3 timeouts, but they go back to their double tight end set. Interesting.
So Otten made that catch, but for some reason it was guessed wrong. I didn't quite catch exactly why that was. Maybe it was guessed right, but I believe on his card it was guessed wrong. So maybe his guy was double teaming. I don't know. I can't quite see exactly why nor that reading was out there because I thought he's always been playing the tight end. Did he fall run on that play?
Got the first down at the 45 of Houston. 3:36 to play. All 3 timeouts for the Saints.
What happened there? Going deep. Defender reading. Oh, too bad. It was a white dive 5. Had he thrown it to Scotty Miller, that would have been a 29-yard pickup. But you can hardly blame him for not throwing it to. Oh, actually, I don't know. Did he have a 3 wide set there or just 2?
I think it was just 2.
Okay, so there was really nobody who was going to.
Still have a 3-score game here. .318 to play. Nothing. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 at the 45. So you need a bomb touchdown, 2-point conversion, recovered onside kick, bomb touchdown, another onside recovered kick, and drive for the winning score.
Elementary.
Yeah, that's all you got to do in this game. -1. 4th and 11. 2:42 left. Got a feeling that these teams might end up with all their timeouts in place. I still admire Jean Lafleur's season.
Oh, yeah.
With this
Sam Howell at the helm, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that is a pretty remarkable performance.
Yeah, I mean, defense was this team's calling card. If you looked at their offense, really, they were in the middle of the pack as far as scoring points. Everything was about defense. And it's not like he had an excellent defense. It was just very good, and no pass rush to speak of. So that's really impressive to lead the entire league in scoring defense. Just says something about the quality of coach.
Yeah, and then about him knocking off the awesome Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs, too. That's pretty impressive.
That juggernaut, that's right. Second down and 2. I'm sure Gene will do everything he can to try to stop him here.
But if he doesn't, I agree with you. I doubt they're going to be wasting times with timeouts. Up the middle, picks up 2. There's your first down.
2-minute warning.
And they're not going to call timeouts. You're right. So we can close the book on this one. So number 1 versus number 1.
Yep.
Houston and Seattle. Seattle's got a closet full of trophies for Ken Briere. He's looking at his first possible autumn win title, and there's only been 21 of them, so it's quite a special achievement to get to the championship, much less take one home.
True.
Can't remember how many times Dennis says he's been in the championship. He won back-to-back. He's lost at least 2, I believe, maybe 3. So tall order, and Ken Briere has a chance to make his way to autumn wind Mount Rushmore, if you will.
Yeah, that should be a good
Immortality.
game. I'm looking forward to that game. That should be good.
Hard not to. Absolutely. Take a look at the box score here real quick. So Sam Howell, 16 of 35, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Goff, great game. Look at that, 24 for 33, just consistent, 283. That's a lot for autumn wind.
Yeah.
A lot of those were on chunk plays, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He's probably your MVP, although one could consider Travis Kelce, 6 catches for 135. I say we get the MVP to him. What do you think?
I'll let you go. I'm not big on MVP awards.
I'm not big on Travis Kelce. So I say we give it to Jared Goff.
Go ahead and do it, Michael.
I say we give it to that offensive guard, whoever he was, that made 3 blocks during the game that made this game so special.
We can't even name him, but it's going to be the offensive guard. Name the MVP. We don't know who he is, but he did a hell of a job.
Yeah, Gunnar Osolowski, he didn't fumble anything.
No, that was Pollock's.
Has to have some consideration.
Pollock's some chances there.
Well, I sent them both an invitation. They're both talking. We'll see if anybody joins. I don't know that Ken usually does. Gene's joined a couple of these broadcasts before. Maybe
I don't know if I've seen him. I would love to have that. That would be great. Yeah, see if we can get him on. It's John, not Gene.
I will just keep my mouth shut throughout.
No, that's all right.
Hey, if you two would like to join the broadcast, we'll stick around if you want to talk. Good sportsmanship. Jean's been in this league for a long time, and Ken, one of the new ones, but certainly one of the most enthusiastic additions to Autumn Wind. Hands down, one of the most enthusiastic. He gives a lot to this league, and we appreciate his efforts. And now he's going to have a chance to win some hardware.
Yep. Oh, Ken apparently says he's going to join us. Final score 28-7. Houston Oilers over the New Orleans Saints for the AFC Championship to meet the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC for the Super Bowl for 2025. you have to send them a link, Michael?
Yeah, I sent them an extra link. They've got it, but I did send them an extra one.
Okay.
And they've dropped, so we'll see. There we go.
Okay.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No.
Okay. Hello.
Whoa.
How do I see this? There's the screen. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Michael, how are you?
I am great. How are you? More importantly, how are you?
I am really good. Really fired up.
Congratulations, Ken.
I know that voice. That's Duke. Thank you very much.
How do you know that voice?
I don't know. Maybe from crying on here a year ago after losing in this game.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you've reached halfway up the mountain now, Ken.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, to go through John, what a competitor. And, I was in a division with him my first year in the league, and I don't have good memories. I don't have good memories of playing him. And he, I put John and Claude and Mark in the same category. I know they all have being, Canadian in common, but those three guys, it just feels like they always know what you're going to do. So I was very happily surprised to be able to convert on third down tonight in particular. So that was a big part of the game.
Can we get your video on there, Ken?
Am I not on? Hang on.
I don't see it. I saw you for a bit and then you disappeared.
Let's see. All right, I need my GM. Will, come help me out for a second, please.
I can see you small. Get you bigger there.
How do I enlarge this?
Michael, can you help me out?
Let me see this.
We're
There
getting
we
close.
go.
There you go.
It looks like something's happening.
Do you have me now?
That's getting better.
I'm seeing. Will, that's not it. I'm seeing see how we see 4 different screens.
God,
here?
you're just a child, Ken. What are you, 22 years old?
No, that's Will. That's Will you're looking at.
Yes.
It's
that's
inside
good.
the app.
Okay, yeah, you look like you're 29.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
It's on my side, guys, not your
Okay.
side. Yeah, we got her.
Okay.
There we go. Will, stick your face in here and say hi to these guys.
See this Will?
This is Will, the Oilers GM.
Oh, really?
Nobody believes me when I tell them that, but what were you, 9?
I think I was 9.
You're 9 when we started? Yeah.
Wow.
What's his secret?
Is he related to you, Ken?
He is my son. He is my oldest son.
Boy, he looks like he's about twice as big as you, too.
He is. He's a pretty good quarterback in his own right. He plays at Catholic Central High School in Novi. He's a freshman.
How far can you throw it, Will?
Oh, I have
No, I
earphones
can't
in.
hear.
Ask him how far he can throw the football. Because see if he can match the Duke in his prime. I can't hear you now. You got it muted.
Actually, yeah, that's his.
Okay.
He can throw it just far enough to get intercepted.
Oh,
How far down the field can you throw
How
it?
far down the field can you throw?
Oh, 50 yards maybe?
50.
there you
50
go.
Down there?
Oh, come on. The Duke threw at 65. You can go better than 50.
Will's a Drew Brees type. He's an accuracy kind of guy, Duke. I think you were a guy who was just chucking it. That would be my guess.
That's it. Yeah.
You ever seen those footballs with the little insignia that says the Duke on the side of them? Those are named after him, actually.
That's me.
Is our trophy named after you, Duke?
I think they name everything after me, you know.
What did you guys think of the game?
I thought I agreed with everything you said, Ken, that Jean is a methodical coach, as like you said, all those Canadian guys are. And you had to understand, and I think you did, because that 14-0 lead could have gone away real quickly. And I could see you were respecting that defense. So I thought it was fascinating until he just couldn't push over that. He got that one touchdown, and then he misses the extra point, and you came right back after that. Well, I thought that was an impressive response.
Last year, if you recall, I missed an extra point in the AFC Championship game, lost 14-13.
Mm-hmm.
So when we had the 14-point lead, when I missed that field goal, rolled an 11 on that field goal. I just thought, that's it. Game over. We lose. 14-point lead or no 14-point lead. God, there's no way I'm going to survive that. And then, yeah, when he missed the extra point, that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it was a big deal. I tell you what I liked, but also scared the life out of me after you got that touchdown to answer his score and went up again by 2 touchdowns. I'm sure you noticed this, but down the stretch, you're up with 7 minutes left to go.
right.
And he called run 5 straight times and you threw passes, and especially flat passes. I'm like, oh gosh, this is where the ball goes the other way. But you're coaching different than what I would do. I'm a little conservative, but I kind of like that aggressiveness. And I think that's the kind of aggressiveness that you're going to need in this championship game against Dennis. It's not one of those things you can't just lay back and wait for it to happen. You have to go for it. And the aggressiveness down the stretch kind of scared me when I thought the game was pretty much out of hand. But I like that. And I see that's how your style of play is. And I mean, hey, if he's going to keep calling run 5 straight times, you know what? This touchdown's going to end it no matter what. I mean, you could hit a field goal and basically go up by 15 and say, okay, let's see if you can get 2 scores in 5 minutes with an offense that, let's be honest, defense is his calling card. When you went up by 2 scores, it really created a scenario that was going to be very difficult for him to come back from. So I like the aggressiveness. It scares me just a little bit, but I mean, this is a 14-2 club. You coach at the beginning of the year just like you do in the playoffs, and so there's nothing to be changed here.
Well, I'll tell you what, you thought the game was in hand long before I did. Because if I thought the game was in hand, I would just run and let the clock tick and get out of there.
Right.
I was if I'm throwing the ball, it's because I don't think the game, has been decided.
Right.
And, he had to call run. I mean, it's just, he was in an impossible position where he has to call run. I knew that he had to call run. Goff has a wonderful flat pass guess wrong. And, with the receivers that I have, if you catch their card guess wrong, which I did a couple times tonight, it's a difference maker. So you could, both sides of the coin, I could see just pounding the ball. Yeah. But his defense is tough. He's got a 6 nose guard. He's tough to run against.
Yeah. I was telling Duke that, with a club like that, where he's basically got 4s all over the place. But something interesting, just as a sidelight, Kelsey had 132 yards receiving tonight, and he was guarded by a 5. He doesn't have a lot of guys over 4. His strong was a 5, his corner was a 6, and his nose tackle was a 6. And so he basically has 4s all over the field, which, first of all, what a testament to the leading scoring defense, in the league, even better than Dennis's, who had an excellent pass defense this year. And
wasn't that shocking to see that? Wasn't that incredible?
No pass rush either.
Yeah.
It's really, really says something about him. And also, too, I think he does play offense a little, methodically, basically. And so I think he does chew up a lot of clock. So that probably has a little bit of something to do with it. But I think with a 6 nose tackle, it does give you the flexibility to say, okay, we're definitely going 3-4 now. I mean, you've got, 4 4s out there, and you can kind of just maneuver them around. Basically, you've always got that middle. You can bring that free safety down, and now you've flooded the flats. So there's a lot of flexibility that a 6 nose tackle affords you. And you have a 5 as well. Is that right?
Sure. Yes. But,
having such a line. And by the way, we were talking about this. Your line is ridiculous. How in the world were you able to get that?
I'm going to pick your brain, Ken. How do you get 4 6s on the offensive line?
I will tell you exactly how we got 4 6s on the offensive line. 3 of them came through the expansion draft.
Okay.
And Trent Williams was out on injury, and he lasted quite some time. So we drafted a 0-0 cannot play Trent Williams in the expansion draft. Then Zach Martin, obviously, he was a 7-6. Morgan Moses was I think he was a 5-5 when we drafted him. But then we traded for Jason Kelsey. And then who's the other one? Can't think of his name. Our guard. Our 4, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, three of those guys came from the expansion draft, And then Kelsey, he's been a godsend. He's made so many plays over the last couple of years. I don't remember exactly what I paid for him, but I'm sure everybody thought it was too much, and it probably was. But, you know, even at his age, I figured if we could get 2 years, it'll be worth it. And it really has been worth it.
Worth it, absolutely. When you've got a team that is built to compete, the value of those trades, man, you don't worry about it. We're sit there and quarrel about second rounders and third rounders that, man, if any of us thinks we know, we don't.
Well,
all right.
I always
lottery tickets, basically.
I always say this, that draft picks are lottery tickets, trades are cash.
Yeah, and for a couple of seasons, right?
Yeah, I would since the time I've only drafted in the first round twice in the 5 years I've been in the league.
Isn't that something else?
Yeah, well, because I'm not that smart, and I know Will's not that. Will's not that smart. Like, really, I'm not. I don't. You know, it's a crapshoot. There are 32 NFL GMs who regularly miss in the first round, and I think I'm going to hit every time.
Yeah.
Even though I have a year to look at them. But if I see a guy with 3 or 4 or 5 years, that gives me a lot more knowledge to make my decision. And I think that we tend to think guys are old before they're old. You know, Zach Martin, drafted him in the expansion draft as an old beat up man. Still have him going to the Super Bowl. Same thing with Trent Williams. Same thing with a lot of the guys on this team. So yeah, I prefer trades to draft picks only because I just don't have the knowledge to, you know, make the right pick, in my opinion.
How many years you been in this league?
5.
Okay. In all of those 5 seasons, have you always had that 2 running back set?
You know, it's funny. I think for 3 of the 5, I've had that. The first 3 years was with Ezekiel Elliott.
I remember.
Because he was a 4.
Yep.
And then I paired him with Devontae Freeman, who had a really nice card. I paired him with Melvin Gordon, who always had a really nice card. And then now, as luck would have it, Connor has the 5, and I've been able to pair him with Edwards.
Well, I was wondering, so you have had Connor throughout?
No. I've only had Connor. This is my 2nd year with Connor.
So you got him last year?
I got him in a trade with Jeff Smith from the Patriots for Stephon Gilmore, James Conner, and I think it was just Conner and Gilmore for my house and car and wife and kids and everything I could possibly hand him. Yeah. Yeah,
right. Because I mean, Connor's card, was it last year's Connor's card that was like nuts?
It was.
Yeah, that was the bonkers card.
That card was unreal. Yeah.
I
I don't like his card this year, like knock on wood, but I don't like those cards that have the short gain across the number. I'd rather pick up some 2-yard gains guessed right, and I'd rather have more, 5-yard gains guessed wrong.
Yeah. No, a lot of the cards aren't supercharged this year. Very few. Yeah, very few. No, I was curious to see exactly when he came to your team because, of course, I remember watching your team a bunch these last several years, and a hallmark of your team is having that 4-4. Dennis had popped on for just a little bit. I think there were only a couple of running backs who would have qualified for you.
I know. I think it was just Connor. I think he might have been the only guy in the set.
ATN. Travis Etienne.
Oh, I didn't know that.
4-4.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He's on one of my clubs, actually. And I was in SSFA. We can't put him in the fullback spot, but we can use him as a blocking back. And I almost made a trade for him because I really like having somebody there at blocking back, at least a 4, 5. If you're, 5 is better, but they're usually a useless 5.
Sure.
But a 4 I thought would be pretty good, but I tried to run with him. It's not a great card. So I instead just decided to get the Niners fullback. Blanking on it. Kyle.
To do it, they both obviously need to be able to run, but they also both need to be able to catch.
Yeah.
So and I've been really lucky.
Yeah.
With Elliott and Connor and Freeman and all those guys. Everybody's been able to catch the ball. Short passes. Not just in the flat, but they can catch short passes, which has been nice.
Well, but Connors, isn't he I think he's a 5 pass blocker too.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. That's kind of nice to have too.
Mhm.
So yeah, this team is built for speed. It was built to make it to the finals. Uh, I mean, you are where you are right now for a reason. I think it's the best roster in the whole league, but you're going to be obviously running up against Strat royalty. It's not that he's unbeatable. I've had good luck with him here in the playoffs here lately.
Well, I'll take any advice you want to give, and you know, it's an honor to play Dennis. When my first year in the league, Dennis was I hadn't played. I had never played an online game. I've told you guys, I'm not going to bore you with the same story, but I was never in an online league. And it had been years since I played anybody. And Dennis was kind enough for our game to record it and put it on YouTube and give me tips throughout the game and kind of school me along a little bit on some things. And I, you know, that's something you don't forget. I've always appreciated. And my God, you know, it's like, I guess it would be in the NFL going up against the Patriots. A guy who
it's very Bill Belichickian. He did the same for me 10 years ago in SSFA. The exact same thing.
I mean, Mark Lepage is our league royalty, right? And I think Dennis is right behind with. Is it 2 Uber Bowls or 3?
Yeah,
2.
So he's looking for a third. He went back to back several years ago.
Ironically, Mark Lepage is the other guy, amongst others, but is the other guy who's been super helpful to me in pointing out mistakes and pointing out things that I could do better, always answering questions. So, you know, I don't think it's just happenstance that the guys who in life, in Stratomatic and whatever, the guys who do the most for others, success just finds them somehow. I don't think it's I don't think that's just random. I think that happens for a reason.
Yeah, you meet a lot of good people in all of these different leagues, basically, who are more than willing to give their time and their talents and their advice. And, you know, Tom Cook has been very good to me. He would call me after games, after he would broadcast them and say, you did this, you messed up this, and you don't want to run this guy because his fumble percentage is high. And, you know, just little things that you kind of sort of pick up. Nathan Baylor, I've had great conversations with him about drafts and there's just a lot of good people with all sorts of different skill sets. And over time and with experience, all this culminates, and this is how you get to a championship. You've built a good club. You've watched these other coaches. You've seen how they play, but also you're coaching toward the talent that's on your team. So you deserve it. You're exactly where you need to be right now. You've got every bit as a chance as what Dennis staff. It's a coin flip at this point.
Would you rather have so you think I have the better roster? Would you rather have my roster or his pass defense card?
You know what's funny, during his game when he came on the other day, and maybe Duke will do something with this. Duke is autumn wind royalty. Let's be honest. This league has been going on for well over 50 years now at this point.
Yeah.
They were playing this game before it was even a game, basically. I at least that's what the cave drawings that I've seen indicates.
I ordered the first set that Pal Richmond had in, I think it was 1967 in football. My first set of Stratomatic cards in baseball was his second year. I'm a veteran since 1963 with Al Richmond and Stratomatic.
Yep. Wow, that's just amazing that there's no other league that even has remotely close to this roots. Maybe there's some baseball leagues that do, but nothing like football.
Was that your first set, Duke? Was that the football set, or did you get the baseball set?
No, the baseball set they didn't have football. And he started in 62. I came in 63 with the baseball set.
How'd you find it?
I think the first set that he had in football was 67. And I had the first set there.
Well, how did you discover it?
I was a big reader of the sporting news.
That's how I found it.
He had an ad in there with Camilo Pascual throwing a curved ball. And I said, that sounds like a game that could be me. Because growing up, I was just a huge baseball fanatic. And when I saw a game that kind of replicated the Major League game, I just gravitated to it. And when he came out with football, my dad and I sat down and watched my first NFL game in 1958 with his Baltimore Colts and the New York Giants. And I watched that whole playoff game, and I was hooked on football ever since then. So I go back a little ways. Ken.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And talk about Nathan Baylor, Michael.
Mhm.
I played against his father, who's now passed away, Trent, and I
Yeah.
also played against his uncle, Dean Baylor. That's how far back I go.
Yeah, we had during the broadcast, we had mentioned Dennis had texted me and said, "Hey man, my computer's gone down. I need your help on something." I said, "What do you need?" He said, "We've got he's in another league called the SFFDL. That's the Strat Fam Forum League, and his computer went down. And I was in that league for a little while. I had to pair off from a few leagues because I was in too many. And yeah, sure, man. Let me just download the file here and jump in." And it was Tyke Wright and his son. So father and son were actually playing for a
Oh, I
championship
love it.
in another league today, which I thought was just really sweet.
Oh,
Actually.
that is I hopefully someday Will and I can do the same. I know
Yeah.
that he'll get his own team someday when he's got time to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, that would be a dream of mine for sure.
Yeah, no, it was very touching, and the son actually wound up winning. I think the dad had won a couple championships in that league, and now that was the second.
Yeah, never
for his
mind
son.
that part. Never mind that part.
Yeah, pretty slick.
I don't want.
Yes.
I wouldn't want the son to win.
Yeah, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. So,
The-
but no, terrific performance again. Team that only allowed 14 a game, less than 14 a game, as a matter of fact. And so you got 14 on him early. It was very difficult for him to make a run, and put it away late. So great club. It's kind of cool when you see like a lesser team make that run. I was in SSFA a few years ago and was a 10th seed out of 11 and wound up going to the finals. Didn't win, but it was still kind of a fun ride. But I also think there's something to be said when the two best clubs make it to the championship game. It just makes for a more interesting contest to me. And it's really literally let the best man win. So I think it's going to be just a great one. We're both super excited to see this one.
I'm
We're going to
super
try to
excited
call
too.
it for you, Ken.
Pardon me?
We're going to try to call the game for you if we're invited back as the lead announcers in the Uber Bowl.
Oh, I sure hope so. I sure hope so. And I'll put a graphic together to send you guys to start it off with.
Oh,
Hey,
I
Did you
figured
get?
you would.
I sent you some graphics. A few. Did you ever see those?
I love your graphics. Are you kidding me? They're awesome. Yes.
Well, I expect you to send me something back.
I will
Please.
send you something.
Come on.
Duke, did you see the newspaper that I made for you when you won the Uber Bowl with
No,
Alvin Kamara on the front?
no, I don't believe I did.
Oh,
Do you
God.
do you go on the forum?
No.
Not very much anymore.
Oh,
no.
my goodness. I'll send you
Send that to me.
a whole Philadelphia Inquirer front page.
Oh, that's cool.
I've
Hey,
had you on the cover of Sports Illustrated and everything.
did you see my Duke Eagles defensive?
I did. I know exactly what
That's a lot of work to do that.
I love it. Yes.
Oh, I'm glad. Well, where do you get your graphics background from, Ken?
So here's the funny thing. 20 years ago, I was coaching a high school football team, and I wanted to, well, first of all, I used to do all this with markers and colored pencils, and I used to draw things when I was a kid playing Stratomatic and make those posters behind me. I've got versions that are handmade, but I was coaching high school football, and I wanted to turn out a calendar, a team calendar. I had Photoshop on my computer anyhow, and it probably took me 2 weeks to figure out how to put a frame around it. All I wanted to make was a frame and put our name in the middle of it. And something about that, it just caught me, and I studied and studied and studied. And I am YouTube educated on graphic design. And so I just worked at it and worked at it and worked at it and learned how to do Photoshop and Illustrator and a bunch of things in the.
You are marvelous at it, though. You're especially skilled. I just noticed those posters are your posters.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
knew they were his.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I graduated from college with an art degree in 1970. Okay, so
Yeah.
before computers, kids. So I had no training on computers. So I hand lettered stuff and everything. But now to get to be able to harness the power of the computer and graphic design that I have there, it's really cool. So I'll send you a few things.
Okay.
And if you want any tips on that, I can tell you on how to. I use Microsoft Publisher, which is kind of archaic now, I guess. but I still use that. That's what I use.
Well, I will, Duke. I will send you some things. I will
Please.
send you
I
some
want
things.
to see them, and then I'll
Okay.
send you a few more. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds
Okay.
like a plan. I got to tell you, I'm fired up because I get to make that Oilers end zone to put on the Super Bowl field for the poster coming up. So really excited to do the art that goes with it. For whatever reason, it's just a connector for me. Something I really enjoy.
Well, we enjoy it too, Ken. So keep it up.
Will do for sure. Well, thanks for broadcasting the game, guys, and thanks for having me on. Thank you for everything you do for the league. This is it's just the time. You know, I love to tease Will and mess with him and whatever. The time that guy and I have gotten to spend together, father and son time, talking about our team, it's just I could just never replicate that with certain other things. I don't know. I'm thankful to Mr. Richmond for the game and the fun and time that we spend together is literally some of the best in my life.
I'll send you a picture of me and Hal Richmond too. Okay.
Oh wow, do that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good. But congratulations again, Ken. We look forward to calling your game and good luck. And it's really exciting to see you and your son working together.
Awesome. Thank you,
Well,
Duke.
well said, Ken. That's great. God bless everybody here. Thank you so much.
I'll look forward to
joining us
seeing you
this
guys
evening.
next week, win or lose.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Ken. Bye. Thank you, Michael.
All right, dude.
Thanks.
I guess, we'll see everybody here soon. Thanks, everybody. We'll get the game date posted, and again, we're here to broadcast, but it's a watch along as well. So you're more than welcome to everybody come in from the league and join us for that last game. All right.
Okay. See you,
Y'all
Michael.
take care. Bye.
Bye.